What's going down, people? My name is Forever, and hello to you wonderful subscribers. I finally have Wi-Fi, which is great. It's sort of working. I'll add a little bit on the end of the video just to explain a couple of things about the Wi-Fi and battling me and such. This battle was with a good friend of mine, Paiopa. He's a really good battler with some really good original sets, and I'll leave a pie in the top corner because Paiopa, you know, all that funky stuff. And it turned out to be a really fun battle, and it was really close. It was much better than I expected it to be. So I'm using my standard NU team. I didn't want to bring out anything fancy for my first uploaded battle, really. And I lead off with my tripod, and I went for the U-turn because I was expecting a Lumberry on that kind of lead, and just didn't want to risk a stone edge. And I go for a U-turn, and he switches in his Hypno, so he probably wasn't predicting the U-turn, which was good for me because he did quite a bit of damage thanks to max attack. And I'm just gonna switch into my Torkoal just to take whatever he brings out, and I thought he was gonna go for a Psychic, but he went for a Switcheroo, which really crippled my set, and he gives me some Specs. And Specs is not good, and I went for the Curse, and now it's pretty much useless. So I'm gonna switch out of this next turn, and oh god, I'm used to battles going so much faster. Sorry, I might just have to slow down my narration. So I switch out and I go back into my tripod, and this was when I was gonna start setting up the statuses. And he goes for a Psychic, and I was expecting it to do a ton of damage, but I think he invested more in defense than he did in special attack. I think it was to act as a wall, this Hypno, rather than attack me. And I went for the sleep powder, and then I forgot that he has insomnia, and I was like, damn. So that really sucked, and then I figured that was why he switched in the first place, not because he didn't have a Lumberry on his lead. He had a insomnia on his Hypno. So he goes for the Psychic, and he gets critical hit, which takes out my Jumpluff, which is like, damn. So I'm just gonna bring out my Tauros, and my Tauros is gonna be like, you know, you're going down now, fool. And after the Intimidate, I just go for the return. I didn't want to be too cautious and go for another attack. And this thing was way more defensive than I expected it to be. It did a lot of damage, but it didn't take it out. And then he goes for Disable, which I was like, what? Only Paiopa could do something like that, really. And that's pretty much crippled this set because it's a Scarf set. And so I have to switch out, and I go back into my Torkoal just to see what it was going to do, just to sort of scout. And he brings out his Ricky, and his Ricky goes for the Stealth Rock, and I'm just going to go for the Gyro Ball just to see how much it does. But I keep on forgetting that Steel is weak against ground. So after the fair amount of damage that Gyro Ball does, I switch back out, and I decide to bring in my Ninetales. And I don't know what I was thinking, but it was a really stupid play. And he could have gone for an Earthquake or a Stone Age, but he goes for a Rock Tomb. And the Rock Tomb does a hell of a lot of damage, but I managed to survive, which is good for me. But I get a speed drop, and I think it's only one stage that your speed drops by, I'm not sure, but it's a speed drop nonetheless. And I'm like, damn. So I go for the Ended Wall, figuring that I'm still faster than it, but he switches out and he goes into Curious, which is a Noctowl. And so I'm like, okay then, let's see how much damage the Energy Ball does, and it doesn't do anything to it. And I was like, damn. But I go for the Flamethrower, and I was really surprised because it outsped the Noctowl. And I went for the Flamethrower purely because this set had so little HP that it was pretty much death fodder at this point. I was just going to stay in until it died. But it does over half damage, and then he goes for an Air Slash, which takes me out. So I'm pretty happy with that because of how much damage was put off on the Noctowl. So I go into my Homosexual, my Ampharos, my Moffy, and Stealth Rocks does nothing to that. I'm really surprised. And I didn't want to be too cautious and like over predict, so I just go for the Hidden Power Ice, and this Hidden Power caused him a hell of a lot of problems later on in the battle, which you'll see. And I get a crit, which I don't think mattered because I'm Specs, and it was super effective. So after that goes down, he brings out his Hypno, and I was hoping that I was faster because I know these things can be quite fast. And I go for the Hidden Power again, and thankfully I pull it off, so he can't like switcheroo me or whatever. But he doesn't quite take him out, and he goes for a Psychic. I'm like, damn, live with all your might. And I take it like a beast, which really does tell me that he's invested more in all the defenses and HP than any attack. Ooh, my voice is breaking then. I need to sort out my puberty. So I go for the Hidden Power again and managed to take him out that time, which was pretty good for me. And he brings out this, his goddamn Gastrodon, and Gastrodons wore my team like hell. Shh, don't tell anyone. But I decided to bring in Rub Your Balls just to see if I can get Seed Bomb off on it, and he goes for a Toxic. I was kind of expecting this to be a more offensive set, but no, he goes for a Toxic. And I stay in and I go for the Seed Bomb, and lo and behold, his item is this, the what is it, Rindo Berry, but it weakens the power of super effective grass hits. And because I'm Choice Band, it already does a lot of damage, and if that berry hadn't have been there, it would have taken it out, and that would have pretty much won me the game if that hadn't have happened. So of course he goes for the Recover, and he pretty much gets himself up to back up to full health, and I'm like, okay, if I go for another Seed Bomb, I can probably take that thing out. So after poison damage, I'm going too fast again. So after poison damage, I go for another Seed Bomb, but he withdraws and he goes into Caspian, the Mothim, and of course Seed Bomb against a Bug type, and I believe it's Flying type as well, is going to do nothing. So after doing nothing to that, I think it's time to switch out. And getting ahead of myself again. I need to get used to this, narrating Wi-Fi battles. And so yeah, I switch out and go into Gotwe just to take something like, I was predicting it to have like an Air Slash or something, but he goes for the Endure. Really don't know why. I think he was expecting an Expert Belt set perhaps. I go for the Earthquake, expecting him to switch, fearing a fire move, but that doesn't work out for me. So I switch in again, expecting him to Endure again, and then he goes for the Air Slash. So now my Rub Your Balls is dead, my Primate's gone, so that's really bad for me, because that really would have helped to take out the Gastrodon. So I'm just going to bring out my Tauros, which is what I should have done in the first place, really. And after the Intimidate drop, I'm just going to go for the Stone Edge, just to play it safe, no matter what he switches in. And it does take him out. He doesn't go for the Endure that time, which kind of surprised me, because he seemed to be pretty Endure happy. And I'm going too fast again. Come on, battle, faster, speed up. There we go. So he brings out his Gastrodon, and I'm like, no, I can't use Stone Edge on that, it's too risky. So I go into my Torkoal simply for it to die, because I know that now it's going to go for Toxic, because he's probably either predicting a switch or predicting me to stay, and either way Toxic is the best move to use. I went into Torkoal just so it can die, so I can get the regular switch out onto Tauros without it being crippled with Toxic or being attacked, and then use a return. So this is just basically a stall war here. I think he was predicting me to switch a couple of times, like thinking that I'd made a bad play, but he goes for the Recover, and yet again I had forgotten that Gyro Ball does nothing against ground types. I should have gone for the Earthquake. That may have helped me out a bit, but I'm not sure because it's not stab or anything. So yeah, poison damage, and then he goes for the Toxic again, probably predicting me to switch again, and I just go for the Gyro Ball again, and I've said again about 5 times, so I'll say again. And if you haven't noticed already, this is another new microphone I've got. It's pretty damn cool, came with a really expensive headset, and I really like it. So back onto the battle. I bring out Rape Sauce again, the Taurus, and now I'm just gonna pretty much spam return, and return does quite a bit of damage for me. For me, oh dear, failing at my narration. It does quite a bit of damage to him, gets it to just about half, and he goes for Brine, and I'm like, what? Brine isn't. I can't really remember what Brine does. I know it's like a HP thing. If you have more HP, it does more damage, or one of those two, or if he has less. And I go for return again, and I was really hoping for a crit, because that would have helped me out so much. But I don't get the crit, and I die because of Brine, because he didn't die. Which really sucks, because now my Taurus is dead, so I'm gonna go be an emo and slit my throat and stuff. And so I bring out my last Pokemon, which is Ampharos, and I've got one move to lock myself into. I didn't want to go for the Stone Edge because of the Sand Slash that's left, and I really didn't know what his last Pokemon was, so I just played it safe and went for the Hidden Power Ice, and he had no idea what Hidden Power it was. That's why he switched in his Sand Slash. He thought it was Hidden Power Rock, and I was like, nope, no, it's Hidden Power Ice. I already have a Rock move on this set, but yeah, he brought out his Sand Slash, and his Sand Slash dies to the Hidden Power Ice, which is good for me. So now I have to see what his last Pokemon is and see if I can win it. So he brings out his Manectric, and I'm like, damn, that thing's going to outspeed me. And he goes for an Overheat, which could have missed, and I might have won, but it doesn't, and he pulls it off and gets the win. So good game, Paiopa. It was a really fun battle. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the narration. Don't forget to click on the pie and go to his channel. And yeah, that's about it, dudes. So yeah, onto the Wi-Fi thing. Basically, while you're looking at an awesome screen, basically my Wi-Fi is sort of working. It only seems to be battling a select few people. Like, I can battle Paiopa just fine, but I can't battle many other people. In fact, all of the other people that I've tried to battle have failed. I just get an error. So you can challenge me, and I'll tell you how to challenge me in a minute, but if I disconnect, then I won't try a second time, because there's just no point, because it won't work with you. But worry not, the Wi-Fi that I'm working on currently, it is temporary. I currently have one of those Nintendo USB Wi-Fi connector things in the post, and that should eliminate this problem that I'm having. So very soon, well, in 2 to 4 weeks was the shipping date, so by 4 weeks or so I should be able to be battling everyone and anyone who sends me a challenge. Now, if you want to battle me, it's rather simple. Add me on MSN, AIM, or Skype. I will leave all this info in the description as well. And I'm waving my arms, and I don't know why. But yeah, I will not accept any battles by people who like. I mean, well, there will be exceptions to this, but if you send me a message saying battle, I want battle, we must battle, then no, because you just clearly don't care. You just want to be on my channel after a battle, because I will pretty much upload every battle that I get. Of course, there are exceptions to this. If you're courteous in your PM, you just say, I don't have MSN or anything, so I couldn't contact you there. Is it okay if we have a battle? You know, that's a lengthened message, you know. It's not just, oh, I saw your vids and they're cool, can I battle? That's just not how it works. So, if you want to battle me, I will, and you know, don't just add me and say, battle, I added you now, battle. Because that won't work either. You know, be courteous, talk to me, say hello. And I'm a nice person, you know, I'll say hello to you. I won't just go, why you're talking to me. I may ask, you know, where you got my account details from, and all you need to do is tell me that you got it from my YouTube account, which is fine. Or tell me that you subscribe to me or something, because that's great. I love talking to subscribers. So yeah, all the info will be in the description. I believe I'm reaching the video limit. Yay for the new 15-minute mark. And I will see you guys later.